Hi there, signs of Virgo. This is Kim here to give you messages that are meant to find you so that you can figure out what good is coming in for the rest of your October, what to expect, maybe what energies to alchemize. So getting a little Palo Santo lit and inviting your spirit team in, your spirit guides and your angels for these messages. And the intention is that they are always for your most high. So let's start off with some oracle to know what's coming in for the signs of Virgo. Sugar and the sun splendor. Nice. Dissolution. Good. What's coming in for Virgo? Oh, well, I think I'm going to take it like that because that's a good sign, actually. Yeah. Good sign. So we're releasing, something's coming to perfection. Something is about to be made manifest. Yeah, perfect alchemy here. You are alchemizing. It's the alchemical wedding. This is your masculine, feminine energies coming together as whole. And when you see the the vinegar card, especially with this lightning right next to it, I feel like this is being able to, maybe it's even rewriting the story of how something happened, or how something, if something stung and felt very bad, and it was something, a memory where we held on to resentment or even sadness or anger for a long time. I see that being like released and purged from your energy centers, purged from your body. It's a release of this, and that's coming to perfection because it's been long enough, is what I see with this card. It's been long enough, and now there's a new manifestation. It's like this egg is cracking. It's ready to open up a new manifestation. You're going to have cause to celebrate here with the alchemical wedding. Things are just coming in. That's perfection. Perfectly. Things are coming in perfectly. So whatever was against nature or didn't feel right, I feel like you're breaking free from that. Yeah, you are. You literally are. The sulfur card. Oh, and the raven's head. And oh, wow. Okay, here, Virgo. So you are coming out of an unhealthy situation, a toxic situation, maybe even it can be an environment. It can be around a certain person or even a career. That it could be something that we're doing to ourselves that actually felt like it was going against our own nature. Whatever it was feeling like being put in a box of some sort and like trapped with that energy of the vinegar, what that card represents. That's being released. You're stepping out of the void state. Okay, so where nothing was happening. And perhaps in that state, you may have been meditating, you may have been focused on your vision, on what you did want to see manifest. Sulfur is saying there's going to be great healing as things are moved up and out of your life, out of your experience, the things that were toxic to you, or even the things that were toxic to your body. Like it could be it is very literal, actually, the sulfur energy of getting these energies out of you or away from you. This is not easy. This was not easy. I feel like the time spent in the void was not easy, but it's something's manifesting. Something different is manifesting, and you could find that people are kind of leaving your life experience, people that they somehow contributed to this. And I don't want to get specific on who, but let's just say that you could have lots of people exit. You could have lots of things that you used to identify with that are just kind of moving out of your life experience. This was a big Pluto. This is going to be a big Pluto month for you. All of these energies are being transmuted. You're having to go to the ground, to the underworld. You're having to really, like, you find stuff here though, right? We find transformation. We find that things are being broken down. Like the, you know, when I look at this card, I always think of the cobweb and how cobweb's not really meant to stay up for very long. You know, they make lots of them. So I'm just seeing that, like, this cobweb is coming down. I don't know if there was some sort of a feeling of something trying to trap you or keep you in a certain place, but it couldn't hold you. You had to break free from this Pluto energy, and it came with the cost of transformation. And that's what you're doing here. And wow, it's coming together beautifully with this conjunction card, and the Raven's head is one of my favorites in that deck. There's 3 cards that are my favorites in that deck, and this is one of them. This is, we'll talk about conjunction here in a second. The Raven's head, though, is about stepping into your life path and purpose. And it literally means, like, the life's work begins. So, whereas we can look at, like, the great work as being, like, your whole lifetime, everything, the whole freaking journey, this is actually the marker of a pivotal point where we turn our wisdom into creativity. It's here, it's right in the throat chakra of this Raven. And this is your magic. You know, this is what makes the magic for you. So something here that you're going to be doing, we'll get more cards on what it is you're going to be doing with this Raven's head energy. Conjunction, it can be an eternal love forming. It can be like an eternal, like something that was meant to come together. Kind of like something that was meant to come together at the right time in your life. Infinitely, we're always creating, right? We have this infinity symbol here. But this is something that was made to come together when you properly moved things out of your existence, or and you became transformed and healed. And so that's coming to perfection. This thing is coming in. Whether this is your divine counterpart or that career that's linked. I think these are all linked, actually. Something that has to do with your life purpose. Actually, I want to get one of the, that was Kim Krans' alchemy deck. I want to get one from her archetype deck to describe the role or the archetype that is going to be really, really useful for your Raven's head, for your life's work beginning. That Pluto card, I mean, so many things can happen with that. We could be beating our demons, fighting off addictions. We could be really having body transformation, health. We could be leaving a career and going into and building something new for ourselves. Oh wow, yeah, you're building something new for yourself, and it's from the heart. Your heart speaks, and your heart is going to be speaking through your work in a very creative way. It also brings, you see 2 people in this boat, in this heart. It brings together people that are meant to be on this part of your journey, right? The heart. Could be releasing mother wounds too, or issues that stem from that. Wow. Okay. The apocalypse and the creator. The apocalypse and the creator. Oof. All right. So listen, you are here to dispel the darkness. The darkness is revealed to you. The darkness gets revealed to you. That card is about you in a way being like this shaman archetype is what I'm getting. Somebody who is able to see through the veil, and something that rises is or that comes out, even out of ourselves, when we're transmuting this, when we're purging, when we're releasing this energy, we can have darkness appear to us. And so it's to witness it, and then it's to transmute it. Ultimately, it's to dispel it. Okay, so you are like the flames piercing through that which is rising to the surface as darkness. And we have this in the world today, and it can be part of your purpose here. It probably is a big part of your purpose to create from this energy, because it needs to be transmuted into something good and positive and from the heart space. So, like, forms of control, fears, just so epidemics, like things that are going on that bring darkness and fear, that are things that are really actually, when I say fear, I'm not talking about those things that are just kind of we're making up. I'm talking about these things that this is something that has been realized, that has been in the shadows. This has been realized, it was real, and it's dispelled now because of what you're creating from this energy. This is like a force that you are, this creator. And I look at this card too as, the Most High has gifted you this ability to have foresight, to see this darkness, so that you can be part of the big shift, the change, the big shift, the great shift. So it's meant for you. It was destined for you, the conjunction. This conjunction that's coming together bound by eternal love, I think, from that the Creator has for you, is what I'm picking up on. Look at all of that creation energy, and then it's tied to that card right up there. So, like, it's destined for you. Once you reach this place of wholeness, which I think that you are, and move out of the void, get out of the stuckness energy with coagulation, because this is even turning around too, I see. You're going to be pulling yourself out of what looked like a dark pit. Oh gosh, sorry guys. Maybe I should drink water instead of coffee. I have something trying to attack my throat chakra as I'm like speaking. Yeah, there's energies that don't want you to create this, is what I'm feeling like, because you're not on the same agenda. If you're coming to my readings, you're in the divine path, and you're on the divine path, and you have a light agenda, which is to create things that are going to have a positive influence in your life and the life of others, and the ripple effects. It means something to you. It's not just talk. It's not just rhetoric to you. If you're coming to this reading, life has meaning and purpose, and you are all about living in it. Okay, so I pick that up heavily with your energy too. Like I say, you're a force in yourself, and these are the energies here that didn't want to be seen. They didn't want to be seen. They wanted to just keep everybody in this box. These energies. They could have been attacking you personally through other people, through addictions, through your fears, but they actually are, they're doing big things in the world too. And they know that there's this group of people, specifically right now, I'm talking to Virgo group, that can see what's been done and are wanting to change it for the better. They would be content with everybody being a nihilist and thinking that there is no rhyme or reason. They would be very content for people to say that, well, let's just drop all beliefs completely. Which might be a good first step, by the way, in self-inquiry, let me just add. So that you can reframe your beliefs to things that are good for you, that work for you, that are not just standard. But they would be perfectly content with things being hidden, right? So your testimony is going to mean a lot. in this shift. Your testimony is going to mean a lot. You've experienced some things that other people have not. You've had maybe more of a taste of what this is, this type of darkness, this energy, this attacking energy. And so you have a lot to work with, is what I'm saying when I say that. Because you're not the victim, and you decide to take that as, okay, now this is my fuel. This is my power. And that's what they would be afraid of, is that the people who have been most affected by this, or that are most attacked for their light, turn it around. Because now you have more to work with. Let's pull something from the Cosmos Oracle to tell us a little bit more about wild communication. You're meant to communicate something here. You're meant to communicate. Timeline is changing for you. You're on universal time. Of course, all things are happening. Something feels, I was going to say out of order, but that's not what I'm wanting. To this energy, something feels out of sync, and it's you stepping onto the timeline. That's the highest for you. Yeah, the spiral, beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So, talking about the ripple effect. It's beautiful. Okay. Fox P2 or FLX-P2 is the gene that allows species to communicate with each other. And so again, they're saying that there's something with your life's work beginning that has to do with things that you need to communicate about how you reached this point, how you found wholeness when there was a lot of darkness, how you found healing, how you turned these things into your fuel. How did you do that? How did you create from this space? That needs to be known, as well as maybe a testimony of where you have been. That's always up to you, right? The spiral has to do with this choice right here with this dot. There's the upward spiral and there's the downward spiral. And the downward spiral is when we're at this choice point and we keep choosing things that have a ripple effect of, once I made this decision that I know is not the best decision for myself, then it leads to something else that happens to be a bad experience, and then it just leads to something else, and it's the downward spiral. This is saying that you're at this choice point, and by your cards, it looks like you're making the choice to go up, to make one great decision that leads to another and another. This is your ascent up, because of one thing after another that keeps happening, leading you into a positive momentum. It's the spiral up, spiral of creation. I'm going to look this one up, sidereal space, because this deck is a little new to me. I don't know exactly what it is. Oh, wow. Yeah. But we saw the way that it came out, though. It was the only one to come out in the reverse, this one. And this card means outside of you and outside of your control. But this is where we take that energy and we actually do create, we consciously create and manifest. It's like, how did you do that? When everything else seemed to be either stacked up against you, or the odds didn't seem to be in your favor, others looking at you like, is this magic? Look at it. They're having to deal with the same things everyone else is. How are they succeeding or ascending? How are they doing so good? You're able to transcend here now that you know how to work with these energies and how to change them. Yeah. I think that's what it's meaning. And it also says portal 333, which is the I am powerful, I am, creator energy, empress energy times 3. So though you may have been in a space where it seemed like things were completely out of your control, even that had its purpose. Even that had its purpose. For you to move out of it, for you to create from, And then ultimately part of your path and purpose to communicate what this is even all about. Okay. Communicate. Page of Swords. Very, I don't know what you do with how you communicate. Now in the Creator, there's a paintbrush. It can be through vocally. It doesn't, however you communicate. And remember, you're at this point with this much spiritual transformation, so much alchemy is happening that your energy is communicating. So I just want to point that out, that no matter what, like, you're always communicating with the universe, speaking through your energy. And maybe that's the main part of this. It's something to look forward to. Tell me more about what you're talking about them communicating, so that we can look at it on a earthly, like how it's going to manifest, what they're going to communicate. How is it going to manifest? Oh, see, letting people know, like, listen, some of you all really have a whole point and purpose to create from a space of letting people know what deception has been happening. Like, you're the one that can read between the lines. You see the person that's sneaking off with all the money, or all the, you know what I mean, like, doing something sneaky, deceptive. You're the one who's going to be sounding the alarm on it, and you're going to be creating Empress energy from that. Wow. You could be speaking about injustice, communication, 8 of Wands, changes in the air, and you're a big part of this change. You're going to be ascending, and you'll have victory. Be well known for your achievements, for standing out, either for saying what you needed to say, for putting it out there, or creating something that just gets the message across, you know. Lots of people are going to want to work with you here, create with you, learn from you. And just know that you really are in a contrast time of being in between two things with this 2 of Pentacle energy. You're helping people ascend what they thought was totally out of their control, and what it very much so appears to be, because so many mechanisms of fear and control are in place and working right now for those energies. You're the one that comes in and says, oh yeah, hey, by the way, we can change this. And you start with yourself, and then the great work begins. The great work begins. The life's work begins when you help others. Your spiral upward is going to help others also ascend. Yeah, so that's what I've really got for you mainly. The Empress is extremely successful, by the way. I don't always explain my tarot cards much. I feel like a lot of you all know a lot about tarot when you come here. But the Empress is over all of the queens, and it's a feminine energy of, like, get ready to receive, because what the Empress has to offer is bigger than anything. And what she creates, the mother of invention, is going to help a lot of other people transcend limits that they thought were always going to be there. You're showing others also what was an illusion and what can be changed. Constellation is important, so the people that are being guided to you at this time to create from the heart space. Yeah, I think these are your cards. I'm going to put them up. Okay. I think these are your cards. You are being guided to the other stars out there, okay? And you have a really high, is that the way I want to say it? You have a big influence right now on other people and on connections. So expect that. Expect you to play a part here that might have to do with leading others, just kind of like what we're talking about, because the symphony is about to play and you are co-creating with the universe. This is from the heart chakra that is now like alive, open, wanting to create from that heart space, right? And wanting everybody, wishing everybody to experience soul restoration and free-flowing love. That's what you're creating, and you're here for the change. You're here for the change. You're here to make it, to be it. You're here for it. Okay, so your angel number message, and then I'll close this out here, Virgo. This is a very high energy. Your energy, like when I describe it as a force, that's kind of what it feels like channeling this energy, is that it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot for people to handle in a good way, in the best way possible, I think. Yeah, 3-3, of course, and 12-12. Oh, and then 3-3 has to come out. Yay! Because I thought that this one was relating to you. Look at all these threes. I'm going to take 17 too, because that's the number of the star energy, and this one specifically talks about how you are independent, and the work that you produce just when you're doing things on your own is unbelievable. You have a lot of efficiency, focus, and skill here. It says, I am independent. And that is outside, like that independent energy of the star. It breaks what we figure is out of our control. It breaks it. And it's kind of like a juxtaposition when it's like, okay, I want you to break free from these things that you think are controlling you, but I also want you to surrender to the divine will and spirit and your higher self. Well, see, that is putting your higher self in control when you surrender to it. So it seems like it's in two different positions here. Anyways, master number 33, any positive changes or projects you're considering right now will be well worth your while. Expect your power to manifest and create will be heightened. I am expanding. And 333, you're being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. That's a lot of threes. That's a lot of Empress energy there. Look at all of that. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And there might be more underneath. I just haven't looked. But my goodness. 12, 12. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into your reality. 12, 12. I am focused. And I just read a comment today on, I think it was the Leo reading, that said, I'm watching this at 12:12, and it's popping in my head because Leo is a sign of leadership and pioneering and standing out, and I think you're embodying that energy too, as well as this star energy here with Aquarius. And just know that when you come with this type of force, you're here to change things, and don't doubt that. So that's what I have for you, Virgos. I'm sending you love. Bye.